Maybe you're a first-time home buyer. Maybe you've never purchased a home. You have no idea what the home buying process looks like from start to finish. Hello, my name is Wilson, and I'm your neighborhood real estate agent here in Massachusetts. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the home buying process from A through Z, start to finish. So stay tuned. The first step in the home buying process is that you want to get pre-approved. A pre-approval is basically a pre-qualification that states that you, the buyer, have been approved for this amount of money for this type of loan, for this type of house. It's basically stating that you are qualified to purchase any house that you decide to put an offer on. I highly recommend that you get pre-approved before you start looking at homes, only because it's going to establish credibility as you, the buyer. You don't want to put an offer on a home and you don't have a pre-approval, only because, especially here in the Massachusetts market, you might not be taken seriously. Most of the seller's agents here know if you don't got a pre-approval, you're probably not ready to buy a house. If you don't have a pre-approval, then you might have a proof of funds. And a proof of funds is basically a letter from the bank stating, hey, I have cash in the bank of this amount, and yeah, we're good to buy a house. I always say have a pre-approval ready because you never know. You might start looking at homes, and that first home you look at, you might be really in love with it.
Oh my God! Wow!
And you don't want to miss out by not having a pre-approval. So, yeah. You don't want to miss out, you know. Second step in the home buying process is you want to start looking for homes. So you got pre-approved, you know what amount you can afford and be able to offer on a home. This is when you reach out to a local real estate professional like myself, and you sit down and you have a conversation with that person to figure out what type of homes you want to look at. I always recommend that my clients sit down and write on a piece of paper everything that they want in a home, from bathroom sizes to bedrooms to garages to the type of kitchen, if you want pools, if you want a driveway. I always tell my clients to do this because it gives me a better idea and them a better idea of what they're looking for. It also helps me jot in the system so that when I do send them houses, I send them things that are in their criteria and not just every house that is on the market. So again, jot down what you like, jot down what areas you like, and definitely share that information with your realtor. Step 3 in the home buying process is to make an offer on a home. You got pre-approved, you started looking at homes and receiving homes via email or text, and now you just went out this weekend to a couple open houses and you think you found the home you love. I always say, if you vibe well in the home, if you see yourself growing old in that home, if you see your family in that home, then that might be the home. So you talk to your agent and you say, hey agent, I want this home. What your agent is going to do is he's going to draft up an offer to purchase real estate agreement. And basically in this agreement, you're going to state what you want to offer for the home. You're going to state what your earnest money deposit is. You're going to state what percentage of money you're putting down during the P&S. You're going to state when you are closing. And if there's any items in the house that you would like, such as washer or dryer, or maybe even that car in the driveway, this is where you're going to put those things in the offer to purchase. Once your offer is accepted, this brings us to step 4. Step 4 is the inspection period. Typically, 4 to 7 days after your offer is accepted, we have an inspection period, which is usually when a home inspector comes out and views the property. A qualified person comes, looks at the heating system, cooling systems, anything about the house, and gives you a special report about anything that might be wrong or what needs to be repaired. During the home inspection period, this might be where you bring your aunts, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters to maybe get a second opinion. This also is a time when you do your due diligence on the house, especially your agent. He sees, he goes maybe to City Hall, see if there's anything wrong with the house, gives you a report about that. I always say do your due diligence during the inspection report, because if you find something that you don't like on the house, this is the time where you can back out of the contract and still save your deposit. All right, so you got a pre-approval, you started looking at homes, you got an offer accepted, you went through the inspection period, you love this home, you're not backing out. We're going to step 5, which is an appraisal is ordered and a purchase and sale agreement is drafted and finalized. A purchase and sale agreement is basically the final agreement between sellers and buyers. It basically lists what the final price for the home is. It also lists any items that may have been on the offer to purchase and any repairs that needed to be made that were found during the home inspection. Once the P&S is drafted, it must be signed by the sellers and the buyers. And this is also when you put down your down payment. So you put down an earnest money deposit in the beginning when you offered to purchase. And now this is where you put down your 3.5%, your 5%, your 20%, or whatever you agreed on in the offer to purchase. Once a purchase and sale agreement is finalized, your lender, your mortgage broker, will order an appraisal, and that will happen in a week or two's time. It depends on how busy the market is. Usually when the market is really busy, a lot of houses are being sold and under agreement, appraisals typically happen in a week or two, but it all depends on what's going on in your market. Appraisal is when a special qualified person who's called an appraiser comes to the property, inspects the home, looks at what it has, and he also compares the home to other houses on the market that have sold that are similar and comes up with a true value for the home. During this time, we are really uneasy because we don't know what the appraiser is going to say. We might think the house is worth $600,000, but an appraiser might come back and say the house is worth something else. To step 6, which is the appraisal report. In an appraisal report, we will see basically what the appraiser valued the home at. We'll see what he compared the house to. We will see what houses in the market he compared the house to. And during this period, we're going to notice that either the house came at market value or what we offered for the home, or it might come under or it might go over than what we asked for. That means we're probably going to have to go back to the negotiation table, and we're probably going to have to negotiate between the sellers and the buyers of how to compromise. The sellers are either going to have to come back down, or we're going to have to meet in the middle, or the buyers are going to have to come up with a little bit more money. If we can't find a compromise, the deal might die during this period. However, if the appraised value is higher than what you offered on the house, congratulations, you are walking into a home with equity. So we got pre-approved, we started looking at homes, we got an offer accepted, we went through the inspection period, we finalized our P&S, we gave our down payment, and we ordered an appraisal. We seen the appraisal report. We're happy with everything so far. Right now, this is when the file goes to underwriter. An underwriter is someone who's qualified that works for the bank. They basically review the files that were submitted by the buyer, and they also review the appraisal. They make sure everything looks great. They actually look at it with a magnifying glass. I only say that because they actually scrutinize the file. They make sure everything's there. If something's not there, they will come back and ask the buyer or the agent for that file or whatever is missing. If everything looks great, an underwriter will give the A-OK to the lender, and the lender will let the buyer know as well as the agent know. When this happens, the underwriter will send the file to title, and this will commence the next step, which is declare to close. A clear to close basically means that your file has been received by the title company, and that's when they will schedule a date so that you can have a closing date. Congratulations, you finally have reached the final step in the home buying process, which is closing on your house. You probably will be meeting at a lawyer's office or at the registry of deeds in the city that property is in. This is when you are going to bring the closing costs to closing. You're also going to be finalizing any documents that need to be finalized. And this is also where you get your keys, and probably take a picture of yourself with the keys or signing any documents. Congratulations. I hope this works, and I hope this gives you information about the home buying process if you're a first-time home buyer or if you are a newbie and you don't know anything about the home buying process, or maybe you've gone through the process and you want to re-jog your memory, well, let me know. Put in the comments, hey, this helped me, or if it didn't, do that as well. Like, share, subscribe. I hope